Warm weekends are back, and that means more time for enjoying the outdoors. Give your deck an upgrade with Olympic Maximum Stain and Sealer in 1 from the Home Depot. Protect the beauty of your projects for years to come. And don't worry about planning ahead. With Olympic's weather-ready technology, you can stain when you want to because it's rain-ready in just 8 hours. Upgrade today to America's most trusted wood care brand at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Hey everybody, I was thinking about how to navigate trusting in God and also being independent and responsible. Because I guess for me that it's difficult because I don't have enough clarity. Because when things are not going great on your job, it's easy. Like, I trust and depend on God to get me through this. I get that. When things are going a little bit better, I still trust and depend on God. I guess that's where the rub is, because you feel like, okay, well, some things I can take care of, and the things that are, for me, the things that are beyond my reach, that's why I reach out to God for. And that's not just when things are going bad. That's in general, because I believe, like, if it's something that I can do, then I should do it to at least show that I'm putting in the effort. I think, like I always talk about, how the scriptures talk about faith without works is dead. So I can believe and have faith in God, but if I just sit there and just wait for God to, make a move, and I'm just waiting, I don't think it works like that. Because everything that I've ever read, and a good friend of ours, the pastor who performed the ceremony for my wedding, he talked one time about how usually when you see, biblically speaking, when you see moves of God, it's usually for people who are always or already in the practice of doing some work. You never find God moving on behalf of someone who is sitting still. Even in the case of, I want to say it was Zacchaeus, who was lowered into the roof of the temple where Jesus was teaching or healing. He had to have a desire, and he at least had to crawl on the mat when they lowered him through the roof. So it's for me, I guess it's not as clear when am I putting, by taking those actions, am I putting God out of the equation more than I should, or should I just wait and see and, go from there? But, like, if I had to, and I go from this, if I had to make a distinction, I say that I keep pushing until there's a point where I can't reach. And along the way, I still have my daily prayers, which end up being more like meditations, just talking to God and talking about, what I feel, what I think, what I want. And I take actions, because I believe that while in action, rather, doing something, you can easily be seen and helped. And I think it's even true in the natural. Generally speaking, you have to be doing something. Like, when people see musical artists, they usually see them, oh, I saw you at this show, or I saw you at this showcase, or I heard you on this platform. Same thing with acting. I saw you in this film. I saw you in this role in theater, or what have you. You have to be in the process of doing the work. You can't just sit there and wait. And it reminds me of the story where a man was in a flood and the waters were rising. So the waters got so high he had to climb on the roof of his house. And he was praying, God save me, God save me. And a man came by with a boat. And he said, hey, come on, jump in the boat. I can give you a hand. I can save you. And the man said, no, I'm waiting on God to save me. And that man left. And another man came, and he had a bigger boat, and he had a little raft on the back of it. He said, hey, you don't have to ride with me. You can hop in the raft, and you can be safe. Get off, just get out of here. The waters are rising. And the man said, no, I'm waiting on God to save me. I'm waiting on God to save me. And eventually the waters rose, and the man had no more room to stand on the roof. And unfortunately, that man drowned. And when he drowned, he went to heaven and he asked God, God, I was faithful to you. I prayed to you regularly. I devoted my life to you. Why didn't you save me when I was on that roof when the waters were rising? And God said, I sent the man with the first boat, and I sent the man with the second boat with a little boat behind, so you didn't even have to ride with him, and you turned it all down. And I think that even in that clarity, I think that's not quite that forward like that, but I think that the faith walk kind of works like that, to understand how things that may not appear how you predicted they would are still what you asked for. And I hope that I don't miss those opportunities, in addition to trying to be independent and trying to be proactive. I hope that, well, I don't believe that if I were the man on the roof, I don't believe that I would, even if I turned down the people for whatever reason, I think I would have to have some other plan in place. I wouldn't just wait on the roof until, while the waters are rising. Because for me, one thing is certain, the waters are rising, and if I couldn't swim, and even if I could swim, those waters have all sorts of debris inside of them, inside the waters, and even there could be downed power lines in the water, charging the water, or whatever the situation could be. It would be a bad look to try to swim. And where would you go if the whole town is flooded like that anyway? But I hope that I am at least being proactive, and at least that I'm receptive enough to where if there was an issue that I could be addressed and say, hey, there's something that you're missing. You need to focus on this and look toward this thing or that thing. So, I was just thinking about just that, pretty much, how to navigate between being faithful and being obedient, and also being proactive, because you want to push forward, you want to strive forward. And I think that, and I guess as I'm sitting here, it kind of boils down to, I believe that God has vision, or has eyes on what shall be, what was, and what is. So for me to even push forward, I think that I don't believe I can get too far ahead to where I can't be, tapped on the shoulder, so to speak, and being shown, a better way. And even if it's not, God's not physically coming down, tapping me on the shoulder saying, hey, John, there's a better way. I think that in my praying for a better path, or my praying for, guidance or for direction, I think that the answers to those prayers often comes in people who look like you and me. It comes in seeing a film or seeing a documentary and seeing something along the lines of what I want to do, and how that person or those people did it, and how they reached their goals. And I think that answers my prayers, because I can see this is what I want to do. These are the directions that I want to go, and I want to see how they were able to navigate it. And I think that in that, I find a good balance, or at least a workable balance, between being responsible for your faith, being responsible meaning that A, trusting in God, and B, taking steps toward those things, believing that God will answer the prayer, or that you will find a way, that you will find why it should or should not be done. In the way that you thought it would, in the way you thought it should be done. So I think that it kind of works like that for me as I process through the thought. And it's a cool notion to believe that you can exercise your faith even during the good times, when it's not like such a pressure or a crunch, where you can exercise your faith and still maintain your independence and still maintain your autonomy. It's just things that I was thinking about, and I think about things like that quite often, just because you don't want to be unteachable. And that's not just in regard to faith. You don't want to be uncoachable or unteachable, because there's so much in the world to learn. There's so many things and so many topics and so many nuances on those topics to learn about, even the things that you think you're fairly confident about, or the things that you think you're fairly proficient at. there's so many different facets that you always want to be able to be receptive. And even with that combined with faith, for me, I want to be teachable and I want to be reachable. I want to be able to hear, to sit down and to have a clear mind and to hear by way of, other people, or by way of books, or by way of film, God speaking toward my specific situation to help me move toward something that'll be both beneficial for me and something that will be a great demonstrator of God hearing my prayers and faith in action and faith being rewarded, I guess. So, yeah, a lot of thoughts about that, but that's what's on my mind today. All right.
Check out great summer specials at Macy's Memorial Day Sale, like Swim Chill Love $12.99 to $25.99, Swim Hill Live-In 40% off, and 40% off casual sandals and more. Or get an extra 20% off more summer essentials with your coupon or Macy's card. Plus, Star Rewards members can earn rewards even faster during Star Money Bonus Days, going on now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply. Check out great summer specials at Macy's Memorial Day Sale, like Swim Chill Love $12.99 to $25.99, Swim Hill Live-In 40% off, and 40% off casual sandals and more. Or get an extra 20% off more summer essentials with your coupon or Macy's card. Plus, Star Rewards members can earn rewards even faster during Star Money Bonus Days, going on now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.